Hi there, I'm Mike and I'm the All Hallows Geek, and welcome to This Week in Eek, my weekly series where I put a little eek in your week by recapping some of the top stories in Halloween and horror news from the last week. So for those of you who are regular viewers, I want to apologize for missing last week's video. As you probably know, I started a new job back in September. These first few months, they've really been all about kind of finding that balance between work and life and All Hallows Geek. And last week was really just about kind of some mental health time. So I do want to apologize, but with that said, I figured I'd kind of kick things off this week with a couple of stories from last week that were a bit less time sensitive. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first off, Christmas lights aren't the only green lights popping up this December. Two networks gave the green light last week for series in 2022. First, Sci-Fi and USA Networks gave the green light to a second season of their hit series Chucky, the small screen continuation of the original Child's Play and Chucky films. The renewal was announced ahead of the show's season finale, which aired last Tuesday, with plans for season 2 return sometime in 2022. If you missed season 1 of Chucky when it aired, the complete first season is available to stream now on the NBC Universal streaming service, Peacock. And also getting the green light last week was the second series in the expanding Anne Rice universe over at AMC. Last week, AMC Networks announced that it greenlit Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches, a new series based on the lives of the Mayfair Witches trilogy. Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches will follow AMC's release of its Interview with the Vampire series and premieres sometime late in 2022. The 8-episode first season will focus on an intuitive young neurosurgeon who discovers that she is the unlikely heir to a family of witches. As she grapples with her newfound powers, she must contend with a sinister presence that has haunted her family for generations. Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches is being executive produced and written by Masters of Sex writers Esta Spalding and Michelle Ashford. And in this week's TV and streaming news, we got news of 2 renewals, a revival, and casting from Shudder, AMC, Discovery Plus, and Netflix. On the renewal front, AMC announced this past weekend the Season 8 renewal of Fear the Walking Dead. With it came the news that Kim Dickens, who played fan-favorite character Madison Clark in Season 1 through 4, would be returning as a season regular. Dickens will make her first appearance in the second half of Season 7, which will return Sunday, April 17th on AMC, and continue as a regular in Season 8. And over at Shudder, the Boulet Brothers' Dracula was picked up for a 5th season this week, ahead of the final 2 episodes of Season 4, which make their debut on the streaming platform later this month. The 4th season of the drag competition has been the most watched program on Shudder and has a passionate and growing fan base, which likely made this decision an easy one for Shudder and AMC. The Season 4 finale, which will crown the world's next drag supermonster and award the season's $100,000 grand prize, will debut on Tuesday, December 21st. And earlier this year, we learned that Ghost Hunters was being rebooted with the original TAPS team members Jason Hawes, Steve Gonzalez, Dave Tango, and Sherry DeBenedetti. This week, we finally got a premiere date for the series' return. The revived series will make its debut on the Discovery Plus streaming service on New Year's Day. In the reboot, the original team reunites to revisit their most chilling cases and investigate disturbing new hauntings. The new season will feature some of the nation's most haunted locations, including the old Joliet Prison in Joliet, Illinois, a haunted hotel with a dark past in Nebraska, a brewery in Pittsburgh, and a Virginia castle that might have visitors from outer space. The new season will also feature a number of special guests, including rocker Meatloaf. 12 all-new 1-hour episodes of Ghost Hunters will drop weekly on Discovery Plus. And over at Netflix, director Mike Flanagan has announced the first cast for his new horror miniseries, The Fall of the House of Usher. Making the announcement on Twitter on Thursday, the new series will star Frank Langella, Carla Gugino, Mary McDonald, Carl Lumbly, and Mark Hamill, with more cast announcements slated for the day this video is released. Netflix ordered 8 episodes of the limited series, which is based on some of the iconic works of Edgar Allan Poe. And in movie news, Micheline Pitt and her husband R.H. Norman released their dark fantasy short film Grummy this week. The short film is an autobiographic tale of Pitt's childhood, inspired by the imagination that she escaped to during her abusive childhood. In it, a young girl whose stuffed creature Grummy brings a new world to life during some of her most vulnerable moments. The dark fairy tale is an expression of Pitt's own sexual abuse survival story and a love note to the monsters and fantastic worlds that helped her survive. The short film was funded through Kickstarter, having raised more than $116,000, one of the highest funded projects of its kind, and stars The Haunting of Hill House's Violet McGraw. Grummy is available to stream now on Micheline's YouTube channel. I'll be sure to put a link to it down in the description below. And Grummy isn't the only new thing from Micheline this week. The fashion designers Femme En Noir announced a new collection inspired by Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. The new collection will feature beautiful, ethereal pieces inspired by the animated film and drops around the time this video is released at lafemmenoir.net. And these last couple of weeks have been good weeks for collectors of Universal Monsters toys. Last week, Super7 released its third wave of Universal Monsters reaction figures. First teased during 2020's Toy Fair New York, the latest wave of figures features the Monster and Igor from Son of Frankenstein, Ardith Bey from The Mummy, and Quasimodo from the 1923 production of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. All four figures are available for purchase now for $18 each on Super7.com and come packaged on card backs with classic monster-style artwork by Ed Repka. And this week, NECA previewed its black and white The Mummy Ultimate action figure. While the colorized version of the figure is set to be released this month, the black and white variant won't hit stores until next summer. Set to coincide with the 90th anniversary of the Silver Screen Classic, the black and white version of NECA's Ultimate Mummy figure will include all the same accessories as the colorized figure, but in a black and white color scheme. The figure is scheduled to begin shipping in June 2022. And if you're looking for a little Halloween in your Christmas, Loungefly and Entertainment Earth have just the thing thanks to the release of 3 new Halloween-themed Disney Loungefly accessories. Available for pre-order now exclusively from Entertainment Earth, fans can pick up a Donald Duck Devil cosplay wallet, a Mickey Mouse Frankenstein cosplay wallet, and a Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington Pumpkin King mini backpack. The Donald Duck wallet features the famous Disney duck dressed as the devil, complete with glow-in-the-dark horns. Joining Donald in his Halloween cosplay is Mickey Mouse as Frankenstein's monster. This 8-inch wallet features Mickey's green face on the front, and when you turn out the lights, he glows. The wallets will set you back $39.99 each and are expected to ship in January. Finally, fans of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas can show off their love of the film with the new Loungefly Nightmare Before Christmas Pumpkin King mini backpack. This mini backpack is made in orange and black printed faux leather and is inspired by the terrifying jack-o'-lantern face of the Pumpkin King from the Tim Burton film. The 10.5-inch backpack is $69.99 and will be released in January. And finally, next weekend is Season Screamings, the spooky holiday treat being served up by the team behind the Halloween and horror convention, Midsummer Scream. The event is taking place at the Pasadena Convention Center December 17th through 19th and will showcase more than 200 vendors, feature a hall of Yuletide spirits where haunters from across Southern California have whipped up an assortment of mini attractions and displays, and include a full weekend of panels and presentations. New details around the event were announced this week, perhaps most notably that horror legend Barbara Crampton will be hosting the Poltergeist and Paramore's Christmas Spooktacular on Friday night. Part fashion show, part variety show, the performance will feature an All Hallows Geek favorite, Sean Keller, who will be performing his song, Holy Fucking Shit, It's Christmas. Also announced is a new panel with director Kirk Thatcher, who will share behind-the-scenes stories and talk about the making of the first ever Muppet Halloween special, Muppets Haunted Mansion, which debuted on Disney Plus back in October. Tickets to the event are still available. My wife and I will be at the event all weekend long covering the spooky fun, so if you're attending and you see me, be sure to say hi. For tickets and more information, visit midsummerscream.org. That's it for this week. As always, if you enjoyed this week's video, give it a like, leave me a comment, or better yet, subscribe to make sure you always get your weekly dose of Eek. For more information on any of this week's top stories, you'll find links to the full coverage over on allhallowsgeek.com down in the description below. Until next time, keep it creepy.